All right, I apologize about that. Let's try this again. The phone rang. It was a meeting I forgot that I had because I'm dumb. We know that. White belt, scrub, idiot, mediocre DM that is the OG GM. I guess we got to talk about this thing. Double D over at Diversity and Dragons has already covered it, so I'm not going to get too deep into it. I'm going to mention one or two things, and that's pretty much it. So in regards to the Cthulhu pronouns, ancient Rome versus Cthulhu nonsense that is completely unnecessary. So first, to answer a question that I've already answered before, but apparently people aren't aware of this. How is it these guys can use the great old one in a product in the year 2023? Is Cthulhu Lovecraft open source recently? No, it's always been open source. It has been as open source since Lovecraft created the Arkham Cthulhu Lovecraftian mythology way back in, the 40s, 50s, whenever this was. Pulp writers shared characters with amongst each other. Edgar Rice Burroughs would call up, Howard and say, hey, how about a team up between Tarzan and Conan? And Howard would say, sure, why not? And then Howard would call up Lovecraft and say, how about a, Conan versus Cthulhu? And yeah, so there's tons of pulp stories where all the characters just intermingled. They were all kind of open source. The things that we think of today as copyrighted and open source and whatever weren't a thing back then. So pretty much, yeah, there are certain characters that even though you think you can't use them, are open source. You can use Cthulhu. You can use Peter Pan. I didn't know that. Yeah. Dracula, open source. Didn't know that. So yeah, there are definitely characters out there that you can use and not get in trouble. So that is how Modiphus can make a Cthulhu game. Why are they making a Cthulhu game? Well, I think we have proven that when in doubt, either make a monster book or a Lovecraft game. It's like, we're out of ideas. We got nothing else. What do we got? We can make monsters. We just did monsters. We can do Lovecraft. Yeah, let's do Lovecraft. What hasn't been done? Cthulhu versus ancient Rome. Okay, so that's probably how that happened. Anyways, who cares? If you listening now wanted to make a Cthulhu-centric product, you can. You won't get in any trouble, as far as I know, unless things have changed. So apparently on the example character record sheet in the example on the website that you have to look for, it is not blatantly obvious. Somebody found pronouns on the character record sheet. So, and they got upset. How dare you put pronouns on the character record sheets? Pronouns are not historically accurate. Nobody in ancient Rome was going by pronouns. I don't want this on my character record sheet. Now, mind you, again, this was on the sample that is hidden on the site. So the amount of energy the person went to find this, go through it, to find this mention, to be upset about it, to post a video about it, sounds like this individual was going out of their way trying to find something to be upset about. And they posted a thing about, I don't want pronoun, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Dude, there have been plenty of things on character record sheets over the years way worse than mentioning pronouns. You don't want pronouns in your character record sheet? You don't want pronouns in your game? Fine, whatever. Don't buy this game. Don't use that character record sheet. Make up your own rules. If you don't want ancient Rome versus Cthulhu, if you find another system that does the same thing, nobody cares. Really, in the great theme of things to be upset about, pronouns mentioned on the character record sheet, there's been way worse. So that's just my opinion. If you want to use pronouns, if you don't want to use pronouns in your game, it's your table, no one cares. The point is, one of the creators of COHORS CTHULHU found this guy's post and made a extremely long response to it. Now, again, Double D over at Diversity and Dragons has already covered this, and I'm sure other people will cover it, so there's really no reason for me to cover it. But this guy went just crazy. Interesting to note that when he's mentioning all the things about diversity and inclusion and feeling comfortable at the table, no point in time in his, multi-page letter does he mention pronouns, his pronouns. The individuals who all are working on the project all sound like white men. Their names like Doug and Craig. None of them have pronouns listed in the article. So this guy got up on his soapbox, defending the use of pronouns, insulting people who didn't use the rules of pronouns. You know, if you don't like my game, go fuck yourself, blah, 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 blah. Made a bad situation worse and ended up making Modiphus looking worse than they could have. So there's a lot of ways that you could have handled the situation. And apparently you got very upset about it and you invested in it and you made a multiple page thing about it that only made you look worse. And there's way better ways to handle that without triggering this powder keg. Say, I don't care. Put pronouns on the product, okay? This guy went out of his way to find the example that was hidden. Again, it's hidden on the page. You cannot find it. Nope. There, you got to go to this, and then you got to go all through this to find the pronoun thing. So this guy was like, oh, I need a reason to be angry at this. He went looking, and then he posted his little thing. I don't want pronouns in my game. There were no pronouns in ancient Rome. Really? Do you think Cthulhu cares about your pronoun when he's consuming your soul and driving you insane? The last thing you're going to worry about is, oh, this guy I'm about to eat. I wonder if he addresses himself as man or female. I don't care. I'm still going to eat him. Yeah, Cthulhu doesn't care. And whatever you do at your table, gaming has always been inclusive, dude. Nobody has ever said, oh, you can't play at my table because of your pronoun. The last game I ran, I had somebody who used a different pronoun and had a character who was a different pronoun. And I was like, okay, I don't care. No, you understand that people are going to probably refer to your character by the gender they most look like until you correct them, because that's what you look like. But yeah, you know, whatever. If you want to have your character be a they, fine. I don't care. And they were fine with that. They understood that in the Middle East, you know, that type of thinking, somebody walks through the door, looks like something, they're going to be addressed. And they're like, I don't care. Fine. I'm just, you know, whatever. Let's just play. That's what I'm comfortable with. And everybody at the table is comfortable with because we just wanted to play. This guy posted his being upset, again, went out of his way. And the guy over at Modiphus responded. Multiple page response that was completely unnecessary. You're upset that this guy's upset that he doesn't want pronouns on his game. There's a lot of ways you could have addressed that without looking like just another member of this nonstop unnecessary controversy around the diversity and inclusion of a hobby that has always been inclusive. The last thing you should be worried about is the character's pronoun when you're going up against the hordes of Cthulhu, because pretty sure Cthulhu doesn't care what your guy's pronoun is. He's still going to eat you, or she's still going to eat you. I don't know. I don't think Cthulhu has a gender. Cthulhu is Cthulhu. The ideas of gender are so past Cthulhu as to be pointless to our feeble little two-dimensional thinking brains. Sir, I understand you are upset about this choice. There are reasons why we at Modiphus have made this choice, because we want to embrace a wider fan base. We appreciate your commentary and concern. We welcome you to pursue the product when it's finished. And if you still find it as something you do not want to support, we respect your choice. And we welcome you to consider some of our competitors. Perhaps you prefer X game. There's so many ways. You could have come out making Modiphus look like, okay, whatever, don't care what you think. We're putting it on the character record sheet. Of all the things on the character record sheet, that should be the least important. It is probably the thing that people are not going to care about the most. And more often than not, people are even going to forget it's on their character record sheet. And then I mean, like, hit points. How many arrows do I have left? Oh yeah, I forgot my character's pronoun. It's the character record sheet. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I get it. You're upset because you want to join the I am upset about pronouns party. Great. Okay, fine. Don't care. I get that you're upset because this guy doesn't want pronouns on his character record sheet. Fine. Great. Don't care. Was there a better way to do this without making yourself look like a rabble rouser, without igniting another powder keg about this situation? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the problem. Is this could have been handled so much easier, so much simpler, so much better without igniting another powder keg, that I would not have to be talking about this. It could have just been like, I don't care. It's not important. Move on. But you made a thing about it. And now that laser focus of anger from the one side, and the laser focus of support from the other side is on Modiphus, and that is going to attach its stink to Modiphus for the next couple weeks until we forget about it. What are we going to think about Modiphus? All the great games they've made, all the great products they've made, all the IPs they've managed to give life to? No, for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be like, oh yeah, that idiot posted that letter, so angry. Oh yeah, that guy posted that letter, so support. Inclusion. And at the end of the day, really, it was a non sequitur. It's only important at the table if the players and the GM agree it's important. And at the end of the day, you should be just making products that will appeal to the widest audience, especially in a market that is glutted with Cthulhu-centric product. You know, I mean, how are you going to compete with the Cthulhu plushie and Cthulhu dice and all the other Cthulhu stuff? People are just going to see Cthulhu. What do you want to do to stand out? And the thing you want to do to stand out should not be, there's pronouns on our character record sheet. That's that's in the list of things people are looking for in a game, especially in a Lovecraft game. That's not going to be number one. So yeah, could have been handled much better in my humble opinion. It is a controversy that didn't need to be a controversy. Don't really care that you're upset at pronouns on the character record sheet. Just don't buy the game. There's other games out there. And it's not like you can't find Cthulhu games. Don't like the fact that the guy is upset about that you have. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. You can be okay, whatever. Just address your product to the people who you think are going to want to buy it without making a thing about it. At least that's my opinion, but I'm a scrub, white belt, idiot, mediocre GM who doesn't know what they're talking about despite being in the hobby for 40 years. So don't listen to me. That's all I hopefully have to say about this. I'm going to put this out there that there's probably more important things going on in the gaming community right now than this, and we can just get past this and focus on those. But we all know that, no, it's going to be a thing for the next week or so. So, yeah, till next time, I'm the OG GM. If you appreciate me talking about this nonsense, let me know. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Can we have this discourse without have it turning into a yelling, finger-pointing match with people calling each other names? Hopefully, but probably not. So let me know what you're thinking about this. Till next time, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay safe because apparently Cthulhu's out there. See ya.